So you slept last night. Maybe not perfectly, but you slept. You were horizontal for 7, 8 hours. And when the alarm went off this morning, you lay there for a second, doing the thing you do, checking the body, checking your mood. And it was already there, that weight. And somewhere in the back of the mind, you hear a voice, what's wrong with me? And the reality is that nothing's wrong with you. But something internally is costing you more than you think. So I want to name something because I think a lot of people carry this without having the right word for it. It's not depression, or at least it doesn't feel like what you imagine depression looks like. You're functional, you show up, you laugh at the right moments, you ask people how they're doing, you actually listen for the answer. From the outside, nothing is wrong. But there's a cost to all of that which no one sees. The cost of tracking everyone's emotional temperature before you even checked your own. The cost of softening what you really mean so that nobody feels uncomfortable. The cost of performing okayness in rooms where you don't feel okay. Not because you're lying, but because the real answer to how are you would make things awkward. And you've learned somewhere along the way that awkward isn't exactly safe. That cost is what I mean by the exhaustion that has nothing to do with sleep. It's not about hours. It's not about what you're doing with your nervous system all day long while everyone thinks you're fine. So there's a specific kind of person who tends to carry this. They're the ones who their friends call in crisis, the reliable one, the one who has it together or appears to. At some point, early enough for it to stick, they got the message that their job, your job, was to be steady. Not a burden, capable. You had to be hands-on all the time. You had to be on. And they're capable. That's the thing. And that capability is real. It's not made up. The care is genuine. They genuinely care for people. But somewhere along the way, caring for others became strategy, a way of staying safe, staying needed, staying close without being too close. And now the strategy is exhausting because it's so automatic that it starts to feel like your personality, like this is just who I am. I'm a helper, I'm a giver. But maybe, just bear with me for a second, maybe you've been doing it for so long that you can't tell the difference anymore between what you genuinely want to give and what you have to give to stay okay. And so you keep going. You sleep 8 hours, you wake up, you're tired, and you tell yourself you just need a holiday. You just need a better morning routine. You need more discipline. And it doesn't shift because that's not what this is. Here's the reframe or the repositioning of the mind that I offer almost everyone who comes in carrying what exactly you're carrying. That exhaustion is not the problem, it's simply the signal. Your whole system, body, nervous system, mind, is pointing at something that has been costing too much for too long. The tiredness is your body being honest when everyone else in your life has taught you not to be. And what is it actually costing? Usually one of these few things: a belief that your worth is tied towards your usefulness. But the moment you're not needed, you're not valuable, so that you keep being needed because the alternative is too frightening to look at directly. A pattern of giving that was never really about generosity. It's about keeping people close enough not to leave, but not so close that they see everything that's going on internally. You give to control the distance. I'll take that again. You give to control the distance, or this one's a little quieter. It's the hum of something that's unprocessed. So grief you're never allowed to have, anger that you converted into helpfulness a long time ago, longing for something you told yourself you shouldn't want. You can't sleep anymore, you can take a holiday, or you can sleep more, you can take a holiday, you can journal and do the gratitude practice and do all of that, and you'll feel better for a while. Then the weight will come back because sleep fixes the body, but it doesn't touch what's underneath. So I want to say something carefully here, because if you're a person of faith, if you're someone of faith, and a lot of people who will watch this are, forgive me for saying this, but the church has made this worse. A lot of us grew up absorbing a version of faith where things where needing things felt spiritually suspect. Servanthood got preached in a way that made rest sound like laziness. And if you were exhausted, maybe you weren't trusting God enough. Maybe you needed to pray more, give more, surrender more. And I keep returning to Jesus. I keep returning to this. Jesus, in the middle of the most consequential ministry in history, withdrew repeatedly, not once, not twice. He repeatedly withdrew. He got into a boat. He went to a garden. He said, in effect, I need to be alone right now. He wasn't failing at his calling. He was simply sustaining it. And if the Son of God needs to stop to refill, I want to ask you the sort of same thing. I want to ask you the same question now. What does that tell you about what you need? Needing rest is not a sign that your faith is weak. It's a sign that you're human. And the exhaustion you're carrying is not a spiritual failure. It's your nervous system being honest about what is costing you too much already. The question the church hasn't always asked, and the question I want you to sit with today, is that what is actually costing you so much? Because until you're able to answer that honestly, then all the rest, all the sleep in the world won't be able to fix it. So here's what I want to offer you. I want to offer you a shift, not a 5-step plan, because this isn't that kind of tiredness and you don't need that kind of answer. Just this. The next time you feel that weight, the one that has nothing to do with sleep, don't immediately try and fix it. Don't push through it. Don't perform your way past it. Instead, get curious about it. Ask, what is this tiredness trying to tell me? You can even pray, ask the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, this tiredness that I feel, what is it trying to tell me? What has been costing more than it's been given back? Where have I been pouring out without anyone refilling me? And more importantly, where have I been refusing to let anyone refill me? Where have I been refusing to let God fill me up? Where have I been refusing to let Holy Spirit fill me up? Where have I been refusing to let my community fill me up? And this last question is usually the real one. Most people will carry this kind of exhaustion, have become so good at giving that they've actually lost the ability to receive. Someone cares and someone offers care and something in them deflects it. A compliment lands and they immediately redirect it. Someone tries to help them, they say, no, I'm fine, I've got it. Because receiving actually requires vulnerability, and vulnerability means risk. And risk means maybe finding out that you're not as needed as you thought you were, or that people can actually love you without you earning it. Which is why you've then built this internal safety system on being useful. And it can be terrifying to discover that maybe you're not as, for lack of a better word, useful as you think you are. But I also believe that knowledge is also the beginning of something different. And so I want to leave you with this. The small recognition that you might have felt somewhere in this video, that quiet, yes, that's me, that what you felt in your chest, that's not nothing. That's the beginning of the right kind of attention. That's your own internal system, that's your own nervous system finally being allowed to say something, saying to you that, you know what, something needs to change here. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to have the answer that's to what's underneath. You just have to stop telling yourself that tiredness is a character flaw. It isn't. It's a signal. And all signals are worth listening to. And so if this is resonating, if you've been carrying this for a while and you're starting to think, maybe I need to go somewhere deeper with this, I'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I put something out every week at this intersection of faith, psychology, and identity. So we're not trying to give you inspiration. We're not trying to give you 5 tips, just honest conversation about the things that are actually hard. And if this content has already taken you as far as you think you can go, there's information below in the comment section about working together directly. So no pressure, the door's open, and I'll see you next week.